Hey, thank you for being here. Welcome or welcome back. So this video is going to be all about the plans for this Malden personal rings that I added to my collection and how I'm planning on using it for quarter 3. So if you're interested, I hope you stick around. So as you saw, I have this, I've emptied the whole thing, and I'm not gonna lie, I have been using it for about a week and a half so far. I just wanted to really get the feeling of moving into it and using it daily and just making sure that I really wanted to give it a try. I'm thinking I'm going to attempt to use it as my one and all one book July challenge and also as my setup for quarter 3. And I'm gonna be kind of seeing that setup as one setup. So the one book July and the quarter 3 setup as one progress, or not progress, one project, I guess, for the next month, and see how it goes. I truly want to make it happen. I wanted to kind of combined all of my notebooks in one for a little bit. I know that I have always, I know that I will always go back to using Hobonichi Weeks, and I love my Hobonichi cousin, and I actually have fallen in love with the Common Planner as well. So those three have been my three to-go planners or notebooks for the year so far, and I love that. But I did find that it was becoming a little bit overwhelming to update all three every single day, and sometimes I found it a little bit dreading. Even though I do enjoy flipping through the pages, the completed pages, the setup, and all that stuff, I feel like I am at the point of the year where I need a break from all three, and then just combine all three collections, I guess, into one for a little bit at least. I'm not saying that it will be forever, but at least for the quarter or for the month, and maybe kind of give me the option to jump back and forth and allow me that change that I might need to reconnect with my system. So I did went ahead and remove everything from here because I wanted to kind of reset for the month. I have been testing it, like I said, for a week or so, and I kind of have an idea on what I reach for more often than not. So I wanted to just kind of reset for the month of July, which it starts in a few more days. So I figure why not go ahead and set it up with you and go from there. I decided to not use the inserts that come with the actual planner. So these are the weekend 2 pages from filofax. They are very they are helpful. They are very straight to the point. You don't have a monthly or anything on this setup anyways, or this collection or these inserts. It's only the weekly in the weekend 2 pages. So you have, for example, here the Monday. This will be the July 1st, so it starts on a Monday, and then you get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the next page have the rest of the week. You have a little space at the top here for maybe notes for the week or something. You have a calendar up here, and that's pretty much it. You have the week number there, and then July. This is a multi-language, I think they call it, setup or insert. So you have the days of the week in multiple languages as well as the month. And I found that I think that's too much information for my liking. I don't necessarily need all of that on the weeklies already. I prefer something that is more clean to help me just get started and focus on my own plans instead of just having all that information already there. So, and then also they have international holidays and stuff already printed on the actual day that they go. And that can get crowded when there's multiple holidays for multiple places. And then I'm not sure if they do add some of the holidays, they added it in a code, so it's a little bit more minimal. I'm not sure that you can see that, sorry, but it's very minimal, and it's like a abbreviation code, but it's just too much information for me for what I want my weeks to look like. I went ahead and removed anything that was from the original spreads from filofax. Oh, this is the week how it looks. So as you can see here, this one has multiple um holidays in here, and this one too. So this one, this is what I was mentioning about the codes. They go ahead and add the holiday the holidays in symbols. So, but they go for like different places, and truly that's just too much for my liking. So I went ahead and removed these. These are not all of that, all of the inserts. I just have I'd left the entire month of June and July, I believe, but then decided to go ahead and set up my own. So this is how I was using it originally with their setup. So this was my very first week in here. I went ahead and added my priorities up here and then added just a quote, something there, because I had the space and it kind of bothered me that it was empty. So I just added just that, not a quote, but like a highlight for the week. We had family over, so the week was not necessarily a productive week. It was more of a family time week. So that's what I did. Added there. I just added focused on family. And I tried to divide it in a way that kind of mimic my Hobonichi weeks, which I do enjoy really. So, but also that it was more contained to what I wanted in here. So on the left, I have my priorities for today, like main things that I wanted to happen that day. Then I had meals in here, and then the weather, and then I did the same thing but opposite, sort of. So I have the weather on the left, the meals there, and then the priorities or the happenings for the week on this side. So a little bit bigger, it's kind of like the same but opposites. And this was the testing. I did not love it, so I went ahead and switched a little bit for the following week. Um, and so I added the weather in here. This is my priorities, and then just some notes for the day. So I didn't add meals this time. And then the same thing here. So I got my priorities and then an area for notes and then the weather super tiny there. And then up here, I went in and added a short tracker, habit tracker of things that I wanted to track this week, and then priorities for the week. So main things that I wanted to happen this week. But like I said, it's just too crowded for me. There's too much going on already before I even set up my own plans. So I decided to just for instead of staying here using this inserts, I will create my own. So I have been testing a few inserts that I have found on Amazon. I will link everything that I'm using below in case you happen to be in the lookout for something similar. But what I did was I ordered a few inserts that were personal size, and that one of them was square grid, one is dotted grid, and one is blank. And the dotted grid is the only one that is white paper. And I want to kind of have the contrast between cream and white just to kind of see which ones I like better, and or if I could just keep using both in a to create the visual separation between sections. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of these setup. This is a tentative setup for that I have been using again for the week, but for the 43, I'm trying to see if I can rearrange it. So we'll see. So I don't know how to do this. Let's see. This is the top pocket or the I don't even know how to call this, but it's a pocket that comes with the inserts already with the philo. And I didn't know how to use it because it's so, kind of complicated to put stickers and stuff in here and then grab them without messing up the actual pocket. So I just went ahead and add pictures there. Those are going to stay there, so I'm going to be reaching for them too often. And I did add, I do have some stickers in here. I'm not sure that I will keep them here because, like I said, I'm thinking that it will mess up the pocket itself by me reaching for these so often. So, and then I have to do all of this again. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so you can see, I think it's too complicated for me to grab stickers from here. So I probably changed those from there, but for now I'm gonna leave them there. So those are planning stickers, just dots and quotes and stuff like that that I like to add to my pages. And then stickers that I keep on carrying around from planner to planner, and then a dollar a bill that I got from my stepson that he went to Colombia and he got it for us, so just kept it there. Then this little pocket is from my A7 pocket rings that I use as cash stuffing. I'm attempting to use it as cash stuffing, but I do have plenty of these, so I went ahead and added more dots in it, more punch in there to use it in here. And what I've been doing in here is just carrying little stickers that to me they look too messy if I keep them where I can see them through. So what I did was cover the clear pocket with 2 oracle cards and just kind of chose 2 randomly and add them there, so I can switch those whenever I feel like. But for now, I have this one that says, peace comes from within, do not seek it without. And then this one, all you need is to believe in yourself. And so those are oracle cards that I'm just using to kind of cover the mess of the little stickers, cutouts, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna keep those because I have been reaching for those. Then this is a clear cover that came with the filofax. They were all squared and I just went ahead and round the edges. The same thing with the inserts. I just rounded everything that I could. So and I think it's just easier. Also, it's easier on the hands because it doesn't hurt you, I guess. So I have this one. I don't know exactly where to use it. I guess it's to protect the front of your pages, and if you have a cover, it's something like that. But for now, I'll just have it there, and we'll see how I'm using it. This one I did. I'm not loving it, so I'm probably will remove it. But I just wanted to have a key area for the sections while I get used to it. So I did added a monthly section, a weekly section, a tracking section, tarot section, and a journal section. And I do have a tarot that I still use. I like using my 22 weeks for my tarot, but I'm also trying to see if I can collect all of that in one. So I am attempting that for the month of July and see how it goes. So I will keep the key, but I might move it somewhere else. So I'm going to set that one aside for now. Then this is just an insert that came with the actual cover that came with the inserts from the filofax, and I'm just using it as an inbox sort of or sticky notes holder for me to grab sticky notes when I need those. So I do want to keep that. Then this one is, it came with the actual setup came with 6 of these dividers. They have numbers, so they are numbered 1 through 6. But I don't necessarily like the numbers, so I just went ahead and color code them with my dots. And like I said before, I assigned a section to each one of those colors. So the first one is monthlies, weeklies, trackers, and what I did is in here, this goes in here like this. So it's sort of like the inbox section, but also it's just a reminder of the things that I want to include in this planner. So the ones that are checked, hopefully you can see some of them are already checked, so those are sections that I have been adding and using, and the other ones are sections that I would like to have. So I will check them off when I do add them, and when I do add them, it's because I'm reaching for them and I don't have them, so I'll create them, include them, and then check them off. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just kind of want to have a list of the things that I would wish to have, but then check off the ones that I'm actually using. So I'm going to keep these in here for now as a reminder of all the sections that I would like to have in here and see how that goes, just as a tracking, I guess, of the ones that I wish for and the ones that I actually use. So that will go back in here. So I would keep that one. And then this is the yearly overview that comes with their inserts. And I like how it looks. It's simple, and I like that it's that dark brown color. It's not necessarily black, so I like the aesthetic of it. So I went ahead and used color dots to mark off the months that are gone, and then I'm color coding the places that we are staying with our RV. So for now, I just have this one place, but I do have to go back and mark off the previous months, and that's the plan for the rest. That's something that I started doing in my weeks, I believe, or my cousin, and I liked how it looked. So I'm thinking I'm going to continue to do that. And then we have here the previous year, 2023, 2025. I don't have necessarily anything for that just yet, unless we plan ahead for traveling and stuff. National information, I still do not know what I will use this for, so I might remove this one. And I will keep this one only because of this information, because this is again national information continued in there, but then here is holidays, and I just kind of want to have it there in case I need it. So we are halfway through the year, so the gray ones are gone already, and then the beige ones is the ones that are upcoming. I just went ahead and highlighted those, the ones that are interesting or of an importance to me or us in some way, whether that is for celebration or traveling or um, just it will affect our schedule in some way. So that's why I went ahead and mark those, and just kind of differentiated the colors just to kind of highlight the ones that are already gone for the year and the ones that are coming up. So I will keep this one there. Religious festivals and stuff, also not necessarily something that I follow, but I did find interesting. I think it was one right here, the Buddhist day. I did not know that existed, so I just found it interesting. So I just went ahead and dotted those, the ones that are interesting to me. So we got the Christian Western celebrations or religious festivals, I guess. Christian Eastern, um, Western, Eastern, and then Buddhist and Chinese. I don't know, they just sound interesting to me, so I just highlighted those and I'll keep them just in case. And then behind that, there's just a blank page for notes that I haven't really used. And then I used one of their blank pages to create my June calendar in 2-month spread, because, or a 2-page spread, because since this is a 2-week um 2-page or weekend 2-page spread or setup, it doesn't come with monthlies, and I do use the monthlies to refer to my plans and kind of have an overview for the entire month. So I went ahead and created my own, and this is a practice that I will continue to do because I do want to know how I like it better. If I like having my trackers down here, if I want to have them on the side, if I want to not add them at all. And then once I find a setup that I like, I'm planning on creating my own printables. So that way I can create my own setup and switch it around anyways, eventually. But before I jump into all of that, I wanted to give it a try to a few options first. So this is one that I've been using for June. And like I said, I started using this one on, I believe it was like the 3rd week of June or something like that. So, or actually maybe this week. So on the 17th, it's when I started using the actual Malden. So yeah, uh, I can't say that I love it yet because I'm still kind of learning and getting used to the setup and all that stuff, but it's kind of getting there. I am thinking that I'm liking. I can say that I like so far reaching just for one and moving on. So yeah, so yeah. Anyways, I have my focus for the month. Have my key for the colors. I have an entry intentions for the month, focus for the month, so the goals for this month. Then I have my events and things happening this month. And then I have an area for happenings, just reminders that of what's happening this month, reminders that I either want to complete this month or that are coming up next month, and then my trackers. And then this trackers, what I did was I am dividing them, since I have less space, I want to divide them between my monthly and my weekly. I do have to think about archiving, how it would affect the archiving process at the end of the year, because I do want to archive my pages so I can refer back to them, but I don't want to archive the entire thing. So I do want to ensure that I have the most information, the important information in one setup, whether that is the weeklies or the monthlies. And I'm thinking the monthlies because then I will have just 2 pages to save. So we'll see. But for now, this is what I've been using in June. And so I used 2 blank pages to do that. Just used the front to create a cover, and then at the back I was thinking about doing like a reflection at the end of the month. We'll see how that goes, but that's the idea. These are the inserts from Filofax. I wanted to order their inserts again, but they are expensive comparing to just generic ones. So, and since this is a testing sort of period for me. I don't want to continue to spend more, so I went ahead and just ordered from a generic option and go from there. But so this is done in a generic insert, so I did the same thing, and truly you can't really tell that much of a difference. The only thing is the texture of them. This one's the filofax inserts are a little bit thinner than the generic ones, but truly it's not a huge difference, so it doesn't really bother me. But I went ahead and did the same sort of setup. So I got a cover there, and then I have my monthly. So this is the month before any plans or major plans. So I did left a column here for to-dos for the month. I have my monthly overview. Then I have an extra space here for the goals. So instead of having them at the top, I added them at the bottom. I have happenings for the month, reminders for the month, and then my tracker. And then I did the same. I left the back page blank just in case I want to add a reflection there. And I'm thinking about having all the months together and then all the weeks. Just because I was using the setup from the filofax. But if I decide, which I have already anyways, decided to use my own inserts, I'm thinking I might set them up together. Like, for example, I will have June and then all the weeklies for June, and then July and then all the weeklies for July, and see how that goes. I can move them around. That's a good thing. That's one of the good the main reasons I love rings is because you can move things around and see how you like them better. But for now I'm just gonna leave them how they are. So I got my monthlies in one section, my weeklies in a different section. So this will be the division, I guess, or the I guess the section division for the weeklies. So I don't have anything on the actual tab besides the color, because if I want to switch it around, then I can just do that and assign something different to that color. So on the left, I just have sticky notes with some notes that I want to refer back at some point. And then I started creating different inserts here and there for reminders and seeing how things work. So I just created this little I guess, insert for to-dos for the week. So anything that comes to mind that I don't know exactly when to get it done, I have been adding it in here. And the idea is to have this every single week, and just move it around until it gets done. So as you can see, I have plenty of these, or a few of these that I've been testing around. I'll talk about those in a minute, but this is my first week here that I set up. So I want to test, again, just like the monthlies, I want to test different setups for the week. And this is one of them. So I went ahead and add the week overview here. So this will just hold main items that are happening this week on a specific day. Then I have the focus for the week, or goals, I guess, other trackers. So things that happen every single week. For example, we have to empty our tanks in our RV, and that happens every week, once or twice a week. So I like to track that because sometimes we can forget, and that's a no. So I'd like to have that on my weekly, actually, so I can see it every week. And then other things like drinking my water and doing laundry, just kind of tracking how many times a week we do the laundry, which is insane. What else? And then I have a reminders section here. For now, I just have a sticky note there. And then on the right here, instead of leaving it blank, this will be sort of like a Hobonity weeks sort of approach, where I had the priorities and then the notes or the trackers and then the notes page. But this time, instead of leaving it completely blank, I went in and added a quadrant. So on the left, I have here urgent, so things that must happen this week, important things that I would definitely like to make happen this week, other just things that maybe could happen or not, and that's fine, and then an area for notes. So, and as you can see, I have been planning in here for the past few days, and again, it's a testing, so I will continue to switch this around until I find one that works just perfect. Then the back portion of this is my next week, so this will be the first week of July. And I decided to go for the setup that looks more similar to the weeks, to the Hobonity weeks, because I like that it feels familiar. So I went ahead and added the weeks here, just left it open for anything that I would like to add. So maybe I'll just go ahead and add my priorities anyways to the left and then go on the right side of this with a to-dos for today or something like that. And then I have my tracker up here, focus of the week. So I left a big area here for goals. So maybe I'll go and add goals here on the left and then steps that I can take. And then I have notes and reminders for the week. And I just added um, this sticky note in here to remind me to use it as my goal setting brainstorming for the month. So those are the only 2 weeks that I have to get started. As I have set up this for my quarter 3 in One Book July kind of setup. I don't want to go ahead and set up too much ahead of time because I want to see how it what works, and while I use it, see areas that I can tweak around and all that stuff. So I just have 2 for now, but once I get those going and get more setups, I will definitely do an update on how it's going. And yeah, so I have here the square grid. This is the ones that I got from Amazon. Those are the ones that I decided to use for the weeklies, since it's just easier to count the squares and do my setups with some kind of guide. So I have a few here just for a few more weeks and then go from there. I don't think that I will hold my entire year at once. I think that'll be too much. But at least a few months at a time I could do. Happening here. So that's that. And then the next section, so I do want to keep this, so I'll go there. Then the next section will be my trackers. So in here I have some, I don't know, I have a few trackers here. So just bear with me. So this is the section, the same thing, just color coded for the trackers. So I'm not planning on adding any titles or anything to that, just so I can switch it around. In the first section that I have here is my 12-week goals. I did went ahead and updated that. I have been using this a similar setup anyways for the past 12 weeks or almost 12 weeks. But I wanted to update it for this planner, so I went ahead and updated the actual setup to something a little bit more compact. So this is what I have. I went ahead and updated my goals or my focus areas for the next 12 weeks. And it's pretty much the same thing that I've been working on. It's just a little bit more defined, sort of. So I added self-care, study, finances, and homeschool actually. This is a new one that I added. So I have been focusing on this 3 for the past almost 12 weeks. So this time around I added another one. So I got 4 instead of 3. And then what I did was I wanted to track it somehow, see what days I did, what weeks I did what I wanted to do. So on what I did was, or the plan is to use this bars in here or this section to track it. So for example, if this first week, I have 12 weeks down here. If the first week I did work on my self-care, I am going to go ahead and fill it in. Now I have a color code here. So depending on the color means that either I did do it or what was it that I say? I said or I did not do it. So I'm not sure if I should leave it blank or just add a color. So I'm still thinking about that, but I will definitely do some kind of color code for whether I did do it, I halfly did it, or didn't do it. So that's the plan. So I guess at the end of the 12 weeks, I should be able to see which ones I work more than the others and go from there. And then here on the left, I have a clear intentions. So I wrote about why I wanted to work on these areas and the outcome that I'm wishing to see, or what I'm working towards and I want to accomplish. And then at the end of the 12 weeks, I'm planning on coming over here and reviewing how it went. So that's that. Then the next one is I used one of the blue pages that came with the inserts from filofax. I decided that blue is more medical, sort of, to me. That color always, I use it to track anything that is medical appointments and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about using this page to track medication. When are they due for refills, and if we have been assigned a new medication or discontinued one and stuff like that. But anything that has to do with medication and appointments will go in here. I just have to decide how to set it up to accommodate all of that information. Then I decided for the pink to be personal. So I went in and cut the pink page. So it was just like this, and I cut it in half to create like one of these little trackers. And I'm thinking about using this one in the actual week. So whatever week I start using this one, I wanted to start using this one in July. It doesn't have a month, so I can use it whenever I want, but I wanted to start fresh. So I'm waiting for July to start using it on the actual week. And here is just anything that is personal. So self-care, hair care, nail care, feet, masks, anything that has to do with myself, my body, my self-care. It's for me to track it in here. And I guess the idea is to see how many times, for example, a month I actually do that for myself, like take the time and do self-care. So and yeah, so that's the plan. And I can go ahead and do the same thing in the back. That way I can have 2 months in one. And this is not something that I need to keep for reference or anything like that. It's just for me to create consciousness, I guess, of how many times I do certain things, or if I have to either take it down a notch or add more time to do certain things. So that's that. And then here is my finances. So I have so let's see, I have I'm gonna try to show you this. I went ahead and added 6 months. I believe I have July, August, September, and October. So I added them like this. And what I'll do is at the top here, I'm going to be adding my income. So how much money came into my account at the beginning of the month. And then I have my list of bills or accounts that I pay on a monthly basis. And then I will add the amount that I'm expecting to pay versus the amount that actually came out. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. So I want to have like a tracking sort of approach to that and see how much is that we actually spent at the end of the month. And see. So I went ahead and added only 6 months. That way I can give this a try and see how it works. And if it does, then I would add the same kind of setup to the back of it for the next few months. If not, then I will tweak it around and switch it. But yeah, so it's just very simple. Just the income and the amount that came out, and then at the end here, I would just have a section for the balance at the end of the month. So super simple, but something that can help me to create more a mindset or a better relation with what's coming in and out of my account, and a clear overview of how we're spending our money. So yeah, so these sections will stay with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that there. And then this is a blank page. It's one of those generic ones that I got from Amazon. And I'm using it just to note down tracking the health of my pet because he's been sick. So I do want to keep that one. And then this one is a cardstock cover from a planner that my husband gave me a few years ago, and I loved it. So I kept it around for one day, find a use for it, and here we are. So I'm using it to divide the next section, which is the tarot and journal section. So that's kind of cute. So I'm going to keep that there. A card that I wanted to give away, but then not a card, but a deck of tarot cards that they were too big for my hands. So I found that I never used them. So I wanted to give them away, and then I thought, why not use them as dividers? So maybe grab a card for the month and use it as a divider, or just a decoration card or something. I did punch it the wrong way. I wanted to punch it this way. So the next one will be this way. But this is the card that I pulled for this month, so I have been holding it there. Then this insert came with the filofax stash of inserts. It was blank, completely clear, just a clear cover or protector. And I went ahead and added one of those travel notebooks pockets in here. And the whole reason I did that, it was because they added a barcode or an inventory code that it was a pain to take out. So, and I didn't want to see it, so I covered it with stickers like this. So it's covered with stickers on this side, and then there's a barcode there. And then I have the travel notebook pocket, and then I'm holding my card for the day. So each day in the morning, I'll pull the card and just hold it there for the day as a reminder of the meaning and all of that stuff. So I'm keeping that. And then we get to my tarot section. So the tarot section, I have a blank page that I want to add some kind of cover. So I still haven't decided what to do yet. So I just holding it there, and I added a note of what I wanted this section to be. And then I started my tarot readings. So I started with this layout. So I just pulled a card, wrote about keywords and what it represents, what it meant for me. So I highlighted some areas and then some quotes, and from where I got those, and that was it. Then the next day, I started using this sort of approach, sort of like a commonplace approach for the card. In here, I didn't pull a card. I just did some kind of different reflection. I did pull a card here, so that's why I added the sticker there, and did the same approach for about 3 days, and then I switched to this one, which is by far, I think, my favorite, because it's just more, it allows me more space to write, and I don't know, it just looks better in my opinion. So what I've been doing is just adding the date there and then just writing about the card and how I can apply the learnings to my own situations. Same thing here. So it doesn't really, each column doesn't necessarily belong to a day specifically. It's just wherever I feel like writing. So for example, let's see, this one belongs to the 22nd, 23rd. That's the whole thing for the 23rd. Then 24th. So I guess, 24, sorry, till here. And then 25 begins here. This is 25. And then 26 to here. So yeah, that's the plan, just to kind of use it however I feel like. So if I feel like using the entire 2 pages for just one reading, I'll do that. If not, then I'll just stop and continue wherever I feel like. And I'm using this little stickies just to kind of get to the page that I'm at currently. So I have a few blank inserts here to start setting them up for the next 8 cards, and then gets to my journal section. So that's that. That's going to stay with me. This is my journal section on memory keeping, the ones that I've been doing in my Hobonichi cousin, which I truly love, but I wanted to make it a little bit more compact, so I'm testing it here. I decided to use one of the cream white pages as a cover for this section. So I went ahead and added a picture of my family and just some doodles that represent us and what we like to do. I have a tab here to get to my section quicker, but this is just the cover. And then here I wrote about the intentions for this section, why I want to keep some that section and stuff like that. So keep that there. And then we get to my white paper. This is the dotted grid paper that I got, the generic version from Amazon. Also, it feels super soft, and it's actually less thick than the cream version. So I'm enjoying writing on either or, so I'm thinking about keeping both, and then just using the white one for my journals. So I did get me these stickers with the dates, and I love how they look. So I will link those below in case you have been looking for them. I know they're all over the internet, and I found a good deal for I think it's 2 years, because they come in a year pack. So I have 2 years for the price of one. So yeah, I will link that deal below in case. Hopefully it's still going on, so you can take advantage of it too. So I have been just adding the sticker and then just starting writing like I used to do in my Hobonichi cousin. So just writing about whatever's happening, what I'm thinking about, what I'm feeling, what we're doing, gratefulness or thankful thoughts and stuff like that. And this will be the next day, and it's the same approach as my tarot. So I can write until I am done, and then wherever I stop is where I continue the next day. So as you can see, here was my first entry. So on the 22nd, I wrote both columns. Then on the 23rd, I wrote a column and a half. And then on the 24th, I wrote 3. So I started here and I ended all the way here. So it's the 24th, and then the 25th, I got 1 column, 26th, 1 column. And I have to write on the next days. And I'm doing the same thing here with the tab to kind of get to the page that I'm at. That way I don't have to keep on adding these other big tabs like this because they can get a little crowded. I'll show you when I get it together. So I have the same thing here, just a few blank ones for the next days. Maybe I can have less, but have a stash for my journals entries, and then I have extras in the back just to, in case I want to use it for anything. So I have a line one that came with the filofax centered. I have whatever's left of the grids that came with the filofax, I believe. Well, I think no, this is from the stash that I ordered. So I have a few back here for my weeks. They're supposed to, that's what I'm using them for. And then I have a card, just a cardstock backing to provide some kind of support to the pages in the back. But that's pretty much it as far as insert goes. And then these three are three that I said I wanted to mention real quick. So the to-dos I showed you before. So it's just a simple piece of a page. So I basically cut the page in four. So like this. So cut it in four pieces, and I'm using that for running to-dos. So whenever I'm done with it, I can just take it out and toss it. And then content overview, this is basically my monthly of videos that I have been publishing. So check marked to the ones that are already done. Those are uploaded and published. And then the idea is to kind of have an overview at the beginning of the month of where I want to release what topics and stuff like that. And then I just have some notes about content in the back, but I'm thinking I'm going to do this instead. So this is something like I have been doing in my common planner, but more contained. So I have the month of July, August, and then September and October. And the idea is to just write the actual titles of the videos or content that I'm releasing and see how that goes. So even if it is Patreon content, which is what I've been doing lately, it's providing extra printables and stuff like that for my Patreons. So I can just color code it in a different color and not know that that was a Patreon release instead of a video. That's the idea. We'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm switching from this one, which is bigger, and I truly have too much space that I'm using, to this. And we'll see how it goes. And the good thing again is that I can switch it. If it doesn't work, I can just create another one. But I'm hoping that it will work because it has been working on my common planner. So I'm planning on continuing to use it as well. So for now, I'm holding both because we're still in June and I still want to plan a few more things. So I'm holding this one. And now I can just go ahead and set this up. So since I already showed you everything, there's really not much to show besides how I'm setting it up. I am not a pocket decorator by any means. It takes me, I don't know, it's a challenge for me to decorate the pockets in a way that I like it. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna just look for inspiration online and see if I can find anything that's similar to what I like. I'm trying to keep it more neutral with the beige and browns. Trying to stay away from too much color so it doesn't feel overwhelming. But yeah. So this. See if I can do more at a time. And I did went ahead and cut these through here. That way I can move them easier when I have everything around. That way I don't have to keep on taking everything off the rings to move the tabs if I have to. But for now, since everything is off already anyways. Oh my goodness. Got that. And then for the monthlies is where I am, especially the weeklies, is where I'm holding these. This is for June, July. So I'm just going to save it here for now till we get to the month of July and then go from there. I might move it to my actual weeklies so I can work on it on a weekly basis. This will be my tabs. So let me show you the tab situation actually. I'm gonna add this here for now until I decide what to do with it. So the tab situation, this is what's happening. So I don't feel like I have a lot of tabs, but still, as you can see, it's going on. It's happening. So in the top here, I have my personal trackers. So the 12-week planning trackers here, my medication tracker, and personal. And then here on the side, I have my 3 sections, so monthly, weekly, and my daily sort of journal and tarot. The same thing happened. This one is for my inbox, so whenever I need a sticky note or something, I'll just go to this one. Then here I have pretty much what this one will take me is to the whole back section, the actual tab, and then there's more tabs. So in here I have my memory keepings, which is my journals, and then the heart will take me to the actual daily page that I'm working on. The mindset is for tarot, so it takes me to the card of the day, and then the moon will take me to my current page for my tarot reading. And then what else? And then at the bottom is the ones that I use daily. So I have my monthly here, and then I have my weekly, so it takes me to the current week, and then the finances, which I'm not gonna flip through because that, but yeah, that's finances right there. So yeah, that's the tab situation there. And then as far as decoration, I really don't have anything that I want to put in here like right a second because I don't know what to put yet. So once I do an update on the decoration portion of it, I will definitely do a flip through, and when I get more weeklies as well, to show you. But for now, these are the 2 that I am planning on using. This is the one that I'm using this week and the one for next week, and go from there. So basically, this is how I will begin my Q3 or One Book July setup, and see how that goes. I will do an update on how it goes throughout the month, and hopefully give you an idea if you're trying to do something similar, if you're trying to minimize but also maximize what you have. I hope that this video wasn't too long and that I provided information that is helpful and beneficial to you, inspiring, and all the good things. So I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching and staying with me through the end. Until next time, bye.